Another day, another coffee time. And oh my God, it's Tater Tuesday!
Good morning from Camp Taters. Plan today is have another relaxed day on the river.
Oh no. I don't want relaxed.
About 10 to 15 miles.
There's supposed to be a really cool windstorm. I want to be blown 20 miles back so that we can get more miles.
There is some wind in the forecast.
It's not here now. We'll see. Maybe that was it last night.
We're going to be passing Mineral Bottom, which is a little past our halfway point. That's the point where we go from the BLM part into the national park.
A day early.
And a lot of people are taking out or putting in there. I ran up top of the rocks above camp to see the sun coming up while Matt's drinking his coffee. The Green River is getting a little bit more green each day we get down into it. You can see there's a lot of stuff blooming. This whole hillside is covered in these really pretty little purple flowers. These ones. There's our cozy little camp. You can see our boats to the left and Matt happily drinking coffee off to the right.
Editing all our videos.
And working hard editing all the videos. Apparently there was a herd of mountain sheep over in these cliffs last night. I didn't hear them. I think I was snoring. And here's Matt peeing into the river.
Majestically! I also strongly object. Part of the joy of the wilderness is getting to pee where I want, and I want to pee up there. Just having to walk like 2 minutes to get down to the water. Well, 20 seconds to get down to the water. Downright un-American.
Here we go, setting off for day 4 of paddling. It's our earliest morning out of camp yet. It's still before 10 a.m.
Oh. Must have been the fact we had like 15 hours of sleep, or some people did.
Oh, it's so nice to be caught up on sleep.
I have existential crises when I'm sitting still this long. Now I can get my wigwam on. Oh, get my watch wet. Flip over in the current.
Graceful, very graceful, Matt.
Hip thrust get you through life.
No, this is not how we always launch.
That's how I always launch. My feet are dry.
My launches normally happen without an early morning dance number.
This is a morning core workout. Thank you very much. Ooh. And now I drift away, not having checked if the SS Blondie can get into the water. Bye, Blondie. The wind's kind of coming off and on. Okay, and on the category of camps I'm really happy we didn't use. Seems to have a bit of a dusty wind tunnel here.
For at least a little while here, we've got a strong current plus a strong wind that is blowing in our direction.
Oh no, that's bad. Go too far.
So we are just
going too far, you know.
We're just cruising along.
We keep getting knocked about by the wind just a bit.
Nice calm waters for the moment.
Other than the wind.
Things opened up a lot over the last mile or so, or things are looking back to more like the beginning of the trip. I'm not exactly sure where Labyrinth Canyon ended, but I'm guessing we're about out of it now.
It is a noticeably more breezy morning. You can see all the dust blowing up there.
We're coming up on Mineral Bottom, where we're gonna take a lunch break and use the restroom.
Oh yes, that is brilliant. And you know what they say, never pass up a toilet when you have to carry your own poop. This is quite possibly the coolest pit toilet I have been in.
This is the prettiest pit toilet I've ever been in. Look at the little paddler guy.
So the bad news is it's rather windy out here. The good news is we've already done almost 10 miles, so technically we could wait it out here if we wanted to. Okay, and the wind has died down a little bit, and Jen has finished neurotically rechecking her bags. Hey, I think that front dry bag's a little loose. Well, oh, did you see that?
That's perfectly reasonable.
So you see that look that she just gave somebody standing behind me? Happens a lot. I don't know. I'm just always standing in front of people that annoy Blondie.
There's a plant called tamarisk that's mentioned in all the waypoints, and we assume it's this because this is what seems to be covering all of the shores of this entire river. We just learned from the sign back there at Mineral Bottom that it's actually an invasive species. It was brought over to help hold the shorelines together, and they didn't realize how quickly it would spread and take over the entire river.
So after however many days out here, we decided to finally deploy the rudders, which has the advantage of letting us film without turning, backwards in the water, getting blown into the shore. We have sea touring kayaks, and we specifically did not get the ones that had rudders because they are notorious for breaking. Once again, this is distressingly peaceful and it's stressing me out.
After passing Mineral Bottom, we're now officially in Canyonlands National Park. This took a separate permit. So the first permit for the Labyrinth Canyon, which is the BLM part, is easy. You just get that one at the outfitter day of your trip. And then the second one for the national park, you got to reserve ahead of time online, recreation.gov. And the tricky part is you have to estimate what day you're entering the park. So what day you're going to pass Mineral Bottom. And there's a lot of factors that can change that once you're on the water. We found a mine tunnel. Normally we try to go in things like that, but that one looks kind of scary.
So it's actually going our way, where you can hold the paddle out and you can feel the wind pulling you along. Sadly, Taters won't lend me her sports bra so I can get a little extra, speed out of here. We are pretty much just 100% drifting along here. We've done about 14.5 miles, meaning we're starting to look for a camp. Again, it's kind of frustrating because it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we prefer to, we get a lot of enjoyment out of paddling along and being on the move. But we don't want to end up at the confluence at the end of tomorrow. Okay, looks like this is our enforced we need to stop. Unfortunately, we are kind of concerned that this may not be one of those we get into ourselves sort of camps. And, Taters is kind of antisocial.
And on our way into Horse Thief Canyon, we spotted some wildlife that is not a duck or a goose.
Or a cow.
Or a cow.
Kind of a cool little put in here. My only concern is I don't want to set up camp and then have a bigger group show up and set up right next to us. Kind of cuts away from that wilderness experience. So when we beached at Mineral Bottom, we had to pull it up sharply enough that my hatch got a little bit impinged. So there's a fair amount of water in there.
Did you hold it all this way without noticing?
I'm used to carrying a heavy load, what can I say?
This is Horse Thief Canyon. We've parked our boats and we found a nice cozy camp right up that trail from the boats. Here's our campsite, featuring The only solid patch of shade we found so far this entire trip, I think.
Pretty much.
Which is good because we're in camp at 3 o'clock. We're not really sure what to do with ourselves. So I just walked all around this area looking for pictographs that were promised in the waypoints, and then Matt says, oh, look right around on this rock. It's so good that I do things with him, otherwise I would never notice so many of the things. I would have never noticed these without him.
So we have a really cool spot. We've been hanging out by that rock all day, but with this wind going,
Strong winds kicked us out of our other happy spot and forced us to retreat into this little protected nook over here.
where we're just going to ignore that widowmaker, right?
Yes.
Welcome to Camp Debris Pile. At least it's mostly out of the wind.
Home sweet home for the night. So I had to pack for this trip ahead of time, not knowing exactly how much space was going to be in the hatches of our rental kayaks. So I went with tried and true through hiker fare. And at this point, now that we realize we had a little bit more room, or maybe wishing we had brought a few more real food items.
Some of us have been eating this crap for 2 years. So, yeah.
But it's okay, right, Matt? We didn't know exactly what to expect, so this is what we got. So, but look at all the options. 6 different varieties. Which one do you think you'd like to have tonight?
Do you want the poop with sprinkles or the poop with cinnamon?
And we've settled on cheddar broccoli and Mexican rice.